Hey, everybody! It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. Town Canada Drive.
It is time to turn the ignition on. It is time to put the pedal to the metal. And it's time to go on a warp drive.
JFB, hit that music.
Hell yeah.
Climb for takeoff.
That's all systems go. We need that AFW logo up. Stat.
You're watching the AFW Network.
Hola, amigos. Es yo, the almighty JFB, James from Boston. I am the Chief Shenanigans officer, and I've just made my first major purchase after my girlfriend at the time, Jessica, we were thinking about buying an ice cream machine. It's like $60 with all these codes and coupons and shit on it.
Did you just buy yourself an ice cream machine?
It got delivered yesterday, and I had an early route. I was doing my side gig today, and before I went in and edited. So it came in early, and so I hooked it up, and I made like a strawberry raspberry cream sorbet because it's got settings on it. You can make ice cream, sorbets, gelatos, whatever. And I'm telling you right now, man, I ate my fourth bowl of it. Like,
oh yeah, that sounds absolutely delicious.
So I'm an ice cream creator. I created what I think is going to be the next rage, the next craze.
I am, of course, your Canadian hero. I am the patron saint of professional wrestling. I am your gingered up, bubbly son of a bitch. I'm Canada effing dry.
Ooh, man!
And you know what? I marvel at that intro every time.
Yeah,
you're watching the AFW Network.
Yeah, Baz promo. Might as well just introduce yourself and move to the next guy. You can't follow that up with anything. He comes in when we need him. He's the closer, the reliever of the year, rookie of the year, coming out of the bullpen. He's probably going to be a starter in 5-10 years, commanding $125 billion a year, just like the baseball players are getting paid today. Anyways, introduce yourself, my good man.
How's it going, boys? Showtime Shane here. And just an update in the NHL. Dallas just got a goal 30 seconds into the third period. So they might get the tying goal. So we'll see. Keep an update there. But
Dallas.
I watched one game of each of the first round because my team, the Boston Bruins, basically sold away to the team.
It's hard to watch when your team's not in it. That's how I feel.
And I watched the first. I'm like, yeah, because my love is hockey first and Bruins 1B, 1A and 1B. And I'm telling you right now, man, I haven't watched since. I don't even know who's playing right now. But I know Toronto's out because Copeland posted it. And CM Punk.
Because the leaves are falling.
4-1. My God. Adam Copeland.
How was your arm there, Showtime?
Yeah, how's your arm, brother?
Good. It's a little toasted. Actually, it is a little stiff today. I'm just doing a little stretch or exercise, and also like, click, 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 click. Oh, that's signs of getting old.
Yeah.
Now after dark, you always try to make it sexy, don't you, Showtime?
It ain't gay if it's a four-way.
Oh! Did you just say it's not gay if it's a four-way?
Yes, I did.
Hey, all you gotta do is just turn off the lights and play Who's in My
Whoa!
Oh!
Wait. That's a red flag for you, JB? And that's a red flag for you, Showtime.
Oh.
You're both red flags. Yeah, you know what? In fact, I'm announcing it right now.
Okay.
We are now running a red flag society.
Oh.
On the AFW network. If you say something that crosses the line, you're getting a red flag.
Yeah, apparently Matt B
So,
says,
Jeffy, I have a favor to ask you.
yeah,
So you're gonna keep record of this,
yeah.
and we're gonna count up who gets the most red flags.
Okay.
So me and GFP are 1-1 right now.
Yeah, you're 1-1 right now.
I'm probably gonna have more actual red flags on the show than I've had access, and there's quite a few red flags there. So
The other thing that we're doing different on this show is for every match,
yeah,
we're giving a halos up or a halos down, or we're going to purgatory.
All right, follow the rules, damn it. I got fined by Helen $555,000 because
That's what happens when you get a red flag, JFB.
She gave me the red stamp. So my record. Paul's
No, you can relax because that's a sex maneuver she does.
Yeah.
Wait, did I just have a red flag? Shit, I got
Yeah, you did.
a red flag. Oh! 1-1-1.
1-1-1. And a bottle of rum.
You want to say something to get yourself a red flag?
we're definitely gonna cut the introduce them.
I'm sure before the end of this show, I will get a red flag.
Guys, who's the guy on the bottom? Introduce yourself.
It's me. It's the EVP. And I fucking love anarchy, as you can tell by my name.
Yeah.
I can't wait to talk about this show. I had a fucking blast watching it tonight.
Yeah.
Well, you're lucky we passed the you know what? Okay, I'm not going to give you a red flag, but that's a warning because
we passed the 5 minutes
before.
We're
You almost swore before the 5 minutes.
I know. Like I said, I'm probably going to get a red flag before the show's over. It's
Swearing before the 5 minutes is definitely red flag.
We're safe now. It's 7 minutes and 10 seconds and counting in. So we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay.
You know, I learned that. I learned that from Swerve Strickland.
Yeah. That man's got some amazing. So I do a lot of social media content creating, editing, and have been making my own content. These brothers, man, they don't mess around. Like, there's a guy I watch on YouTube all the time, Ray Lee Johnson, or Raymond Lee Johnson.
Oh, I remember him.
And man, that brother makes some killer hooks. Get you drawn into the main story, which takes forever to just drawn out. But
Tiffany, I did red flag myself. Okay, I'm not about circumventing the rules here.
She was using red flag for just saying that.
You know what? You know what we need? And I don't know how hard it would be with JFB if you could make a red flag counter for each square. So you can just change the numbers.
I
think
on my end.
Also, we need a video every time someone gets a red flag. It needs to come up.
Yeah. Wow.
Red flag, and have some referee throwing something.
That was just hard.
Guys, we're in the tail end. We are the go home show. This is the go home show that AW needs to provide to you, so you get interest in paying $50 to Amazon because they are the only U.S. carrier besides your pay-per-view. Triller TV is no longer showcasing AEW professional wrestling pay-per-views.
But the funny thing about that one is they made this tweet the other day, or X or post or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Presenting Double or Nothing. Not available in U.S., Canada, or Puerto Rico.
And the best part is Trilla hasn't made a follow-up video. They haven't addressed it. You know, people, I am sure that if they are the 1 or 5,000 remote customer service reps, the 99.9% of the question is, where the hell is
their contract has run out, is what is happening.
The contract has run out. Yeah, there's a lot of legal shenanigans.
And it seems like they're really pushing Prime.
They are pushing Prime for
Well,
this. Maybe
I imagine that it's going to be Prime, and they're probably just going to phase out everyone else because hopefully Max will be up and running soon for pay-per-views as well.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be ordering from the payperview.com, I guess.
Yeah. Oof.
Unless you
that
get a
sounds like-
VPN.
Yeah.
No, I don't like that sneaking around. That would get me a red flag.
No, it won't.
They're sneaking around.
I
Yeah,
can't
it's
use a
illegal.
VPN and not, I can't do that kind of shady shenanigans.
It's not shady.
I have
It's
two
legit.
VPNs that run on two different networks that my computer connects between. And they're hardcore VPNs, not ones you can buy. I have a friend who's in IT that coded one for his friends and family. So
I'm a friend. I'm a family.
it's a software and it's a hardware addition to each. You have to configure it to fit the network. It's freaking brilliant and amazing. Like, it's impossible to track where I'm going, what I'm doing. I am virtually invisible to the internet in terms of movement. I'm everywhere. So
Smart.
So you can see this. Roman Reigns is going to be possibly starring in the Street Fighter movie.
that has been
Wow.
the rumor. Yes,
Yep.
that
The
is-
rumor is he's going to be Akuma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether that happens, I completely doubt it. But
It's weird. They have him and Jason Momoa in the same movie. It's going to be like twins.
yeah,
They got to be brothers in this.
Akuna Senior and Akuna Junior. That's how they got their built. As they play tag team like a Tijuana wrestling league and some illegal street fight. I don't know, but that's my guess. Anyways,
So we're gonna be commenting a lot on the this is a promo heavy show.
yeah. If you're expecting action, get ready, because it ain't. This is like the Painted Thread. It's a 3-hour drama, my friends. Okay, it's a character development project at this point. I got opinions and issues, and I'll share them at the end. But let's go to how it opens. Reptile Schiavone in the middle of the ring, guys.
Schiavone.
He's on his own. He's just doing what he does. That's what he does. By the way, they're in New Mexico, just outside Albuquerque, if you're curious. And Schiavone introduces Hangman Page, and out comes the surly Hangman Page. Not the drunken Hangman Page. Not this. We're talking the deadpan, psychopathic, righteous overlord. He comes in first, and then he introduces Ospreay, and then Tony Schiavone kind of just shrinks out of the way. And Ospreay delivers a handshake and a beer together, and Hangman's just standing there doing jack shit. So Ospreay with the mic walks around Hangman Page and delivers a very passionate reason why he needs to be.
Can you just read that out, JFP?
I heard you put Tiffany in a leather suit. You can use her as a basketball.
But I can guarantee you this:
Yeah,
no one's getting a 3-pointer with a Tiffany basketball.
it's got no bounce.
Does Tiffany bounce, or is it just?
I have no idea.
In a leather suit, you probably would.
That El Showtime-o. I thought we retired that guy, but he's still around.
No, yeah, he's like Ric Flair in herpes. You can't get rid of him. So Ospreay delivers his passionate speech out, and then Hangman Page gets his turn, and he puts out a very passionate but a very different type of promo. This was an amazing way to begin the show. If you were on the fence about the pay-per-view, this puts you over it for sure, because the reality is Ospreay is probably going to win. I think it's pretty obvious. I think we can.
Someone's backtracking. Beep, beep, beep.
Not me. What Hangman Page put out made me believe that Hangman Page may have a chance. 1 out of 100, at least. He has 1/100th of a chance to beat Will Ospreay.
Is this some sort of Steiner math going on here?
No. This is a different type of math. This is JFP math. Canada, draw your thoughts on the opening salvo.
Yeah, this was really good. The beer, I like the beer.
Yeah.
2 guys having a beer together. I like that. I liked what Will said about taking the title back
Yeah.
to England,
Yeah.
back to within blocks of his hometown.
Yeah.
Or his house.
13 to be
Yeah.
exact.
And do you really believe that Will Ospreay is going to walk out with that title? Now, Hangman gave also this amazing speech.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, it didn't resonate quite the same as Will Ospreay's.
Yeah.
Because you knew in the back of your mind, hey man, you already had the belt.
Yeah.
And when you've already had it,
Yeah.
it's not the same as winning your first one.
Or your third one, as is the current case right now. Let's go to Showtime. Shane, your thoughts on the opening salvo?
That promo. Well, just an update. Dallas not only just got the tying goal, but they also scored another goal. So they're up now by a goal, and it's only 6 minutes into the third period. So they got the 3 goals like lightning fast.
Wow.
But
Now you said Canada, why are you cheering? They're a Canadian team. Shouldn't you? No.
It's Edmonton.
Edmonton is made up. No, I'm not going to insult any Edmontonians, but I can't stand Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah.
I can't go for any real Canadian team. But I'm a fan of the Flames. It's hard for me to go for another team to begin with.
I can maybe go for Winnipeg or
Yeah, I could. Actually, yeah, but
no one hates Ottawa. What are they ever do?
definitely not the Leafs.
Yeah.
So as far as the promo, so they both kind of had the teary eye going, which kind of helps out the promo and made you actually believe into this pay-per-view, kind of like GFB's alluding to earlier. So they really put on a really believable promo, and for them to be a main event, that wouldn't be a horrible thing either.
Yeah.
But I'd say this is probably one of the better promos in AEW I've seen in 2025.
Yeah. What do you think, Joe?
I love this. Like, it was 20-some minutes of those two talking, and it did not feel like 20-some minutes of talking.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's a great promo. And this just hardened my resolve that I want Will to win.
Yeah.
I want him to be the one to go to All In and dethrone Moxley. And it would be very fitting for his first title run. He is the one to pull that beautiful title out of that briefcase.
Yeah.
And showcase it to the world. Literally.
Now, really quickly, Halo's up on this segment.
Oh, yeah. Halo's up.
Halo's up. But I think my favorite thing about this is, and you could tell that Will is the ultimate good guy, because he's like, whether I win or lose, if I lose, I have your back, because this isn't going to be a one-on-one fight with the Death Rider.
Such a babyface thing to say.
And then he's like, I hope you have my back if I win. And I got to believe that Hangman is going to have his back one way or another.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Halo's up. Loved it. This shit got me pumped.
All right. So we go into a video of Moxley entering the ring with Marina Shafir for his match, which is the first match of the night. Mind you, there are only 3 matches tonight. Well, technically 4.
Well, I was going to really quickly address Matt B. Is Hangman a real cowboy, or is it just an act?
It's an act.
It's an act.
Yeah. He's an actual licensed teacher in Virginia.
Yeah, he is a teacher.
Yeah.
And,
But I mean, he is in Virginia. Yeah.
and that's some real cowboy shit right there, being a teacher.
Oh, yeah. They get paid like one, too.
That's why they give him a professional wrestler.
Why the JFB's mom and dad tend to work 2 to 3 jobs to afford to put me and then my sister through Catholic private school. I would have been screwed royally if I went to the public school in Massachusetts. So we go to the Bucks and Moxley. They're going to take on Hobbs, Samoa Joe, and Swerve. It is what it is. It's a 3-man match. Eventually, the Death Riders show up. Then Shibata shows up. Then Willow shows up. And then Kenny Omega shows up.
So
The JFB made an appearance. Canada Drive fell from the
So they won, right? The Ops and Swerve won the match.
Yeah.
Yeah, Swerve won with like a
There was a roll up on who was it?
Matt. Yeah, Matthew.
Now, yeah. So this was pretty cool. I really enjoyed this. It was actually a true all-star.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said that in our group. I was like, "This is an actual trios match befitting of."
Yeah, it's a true all-star because like they can't throw that word around anymore after this.
Yeah.
But it was really good. Like this was a really hot opener.
Yeah.
For like right after an amazing promo. So, yeah, I'm going Halos up on this one.
Okay. Showtime, Shane.
Okay, I had to chuckle when Jeff B mentioned about how Mox is coming through the doors and the camera's on him. I honestly, at first, thought, oh, God, not another promo. Right after that, I'm like, they're going to pull a WWE and go back-to-back promos. I was hoping not. And all of a sudden, I was like, oh, no, here comes Young Bucks music. Thank God it's a match. There was a bit of extra high flying to my liking, but still with the moves with Swerve between the Bucks, they show they got good chemistry in that regard.
Yeah.
It could have went without the 2 minute of the dive spot. That I didn't like because that just kind of like too predictable and makes dive spots less believable. Like they're supposed to hurt. They're supposed to look like they're hurt. Not turn them into a kind of a laughing matter kind of deal. But other than that, there was a pretty solid 6-man match where you got 2 brutes and 1 flyer with 2 flyers and a brute. So it's a good mix match.
So it hails up or hails down?
Oh, up. Yeah.
Joe.
Yeah. So before I talk about the match, I want to talk about what the Bucks were wearing. So for those of you that are fans of Being the Elite, about 6 years ago, there's a segment where you have Matt and Nick in the back with Moxley, and they're trying to get Moxley to do the Shield fist bump. And, of course, Moxley being the cool guy just walks away like, I ain't doing that. But if you notice today, Matt and Nick came out in white Shield vests, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
But, yes, now, to the match. This is my kind of match. 6 guys just fucking going nuts. But at the same time, it's also what worries me about wrestling because there's just so much going on everywhere, like you can't keep up with it. That's the only complaint I have. But
I mean, I'll admit it. I have wrestling exhaustion. Like sometimes it is a chore. I haven't watched NXT in a while because I just need a break. Like I need a day without wrestling in my life.
And this week is loaded with wrestling.
Yeah. I mean, it's coming out every pore of your body. It's like Ebola.
I sneezed today and I looked at my hand and there was wrestling.
WWE, damn. No.
Is that you, Chad Gable? I know you're short, but
we go to Aaliyah Tout, who's in the back. I'm going to combine all of this together. So we have in comes the Hurt Syndicate, and then MJF comes in with a gold lame suit. Gold lame looks beautiful, black. Whatchamacallit scarf. Dude just looks ready, and in comes Mark Sterling. Then we have the guy from last week. Somehow they did keep in touch with him, or at least got his email address, and now he's going to be for a couple more shows. I mean, we're going to see this guy pop in and out, probably until the Hurt Syndicate disappears completely. But they leave, and then he shakes the other lawyer's hand. He asks Mark Sterling if he's got any kind of like hand sanitizer. We go to a commercial, and then we come to the Hurt Syndicate, who comes to the ring. And MVP, in his very best way, tries to basically do MJF, just an older black guy version of the MJF, where he just grabs the mic and just starts insulting the entire stadium. And then out comes MJF, and he gets a pop. And then for some reason, MVP says, shut up. So in comes MJF. They sign. Bobby Lashley signs. And then music plays. And you don't get away to steal it from a song. In comes Dustin Rhodes hobbling to the ring
With this cane.
with Guevara in a suit. And they give the mic to Dustin, and thank God, because if they gave it to Sammy Guevara, this would have completely destroyed the entire promo. But Dustin drops some science. But that dude's got 10, maybe 15 pounds of sand under his eyes, because holy cow, that sandbag was looming large, and it was definitely in charge. Canada Dry, your thoughts on this right here?
This whole big segment.
Yeah.
It was kind of tough to have the what are they called?
Last
Texas-
Sons of Texas.
Sons of Texas, yeah. The Sons of Texas, yeah. Anyways, it was kind of tough having them part of that because it didn't fit, but they got to promote the show, so they had to squeeze it in.
Yeah.
I feel like those lawyers put something in that contract.
Yeah.
That's going to have something like turmoil happen.
Yeah. It's a screw job waiting to happen, and literally in our eyes, and it could happen at Double or Nothing. I mean, yeah. Showtime, your thoughts?
Okay, this is where I feel sorry for the fans that bought tickets tonight, because now this is like close to almost the 1 hour mark. You could find a promo into it. Not so you went from that promo in the backstage to the setup to the ring to now the Son of Texas thing. A lot of that fat could have been trimmed off where you could have had the fourth match or something tonight, because that was getting long. And then Dustin's promo, oh God, like really respect the hell out of the man. He's done a lot for the business. Do not want to cut him short, but I mean his promo it was pretty damn long, and it was just like man, it made the segment drag right out.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
a bit too as well. If you noticed that,
yeah,
that too. So I'm gonna have to give this a purgatory mark because it was just too long. If it was maybe 3 to 5 minutes shorter altogether or something like that. Oh, the one part I did like was when MJF called them white trash or something, white trash hillbillies or something. I'm like, I don't believe Sammy Guevara is white, but maybe I'm wrong, or maybe he is half white. I don't know, but I was just hilarious. MJF.
I think he's 100% Mexicano Latino.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
So, all right, lay it on me, Joe.
This absolutely sucked. I hated everything about it. I hated the contract signing. It felt awkward. It felt forced.
No.
MVP being the Hurt Syndicate hasn't been. They've been the cool guys. And all of a sudden you have MVP taking on the MJF role of belittling the fans. That's not you, dude. That's not what you do. That's not what makes you work.
Yeah.
And then they just signed the contract, and then now come the Sons of Texas and Sammy looking like a little boy jumping in the background, and freaking Dustin just babbling on for 10 minutes what he said for last 3 weeks now. This sucked. This gets a Halos down.
Yeah.
This is the worst segment I've seen on AEW in about 6 months. This is bad.
I also give it a purgatory.
Yeah, I give it a purgatory.
Nice. This was complete garbage.
But I agree with Aaron, though. I do believe that there's the contract's written in a way where it's going to be MJF becomes ownership or something. But either way, it's going to be his crew showing up eventually. The guys he was with in MLW or whatever. I guarantee it.
Do you know why I'm not giving it a Halos down? Because it progresses the story.
And that's fair.
And that's why it's not
It
getting
took like
Halo's
half a
number.
step forward. That's all
Yeah.
That's why it's not getting, because it's still being integral to the story.
They had to introduce the pay-per-view portion of it. That's what they had to do. They had to say, "Hey, guess what? Last minute,
Then
last
don't
week."
couple that with the contract signing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do. I agree with Joe. I thought that the overall the promo could have it was just not a great in terms of selling me for me to pay attention to a match. You have to make me feel the passion, and I think while as a whole it sucked, what saved it for me going thumbs down had to do with a lot of it had to do with Dustin. I think we got more promo out of Dustin than we have ever seen since he was Goldust in the very beginning.
Hey, look at this. Big surprise. Justin agrees with Joe. I think we have some sort of bromance going on between you and Justin.
Maybe. You never know. No.
Maybe that's a tag team like next season, the bromance.
We've been tag team partners before.
No, but not with the bromance theme.
Let's go to
Think about it.
Yeah, let's go to Renee. She's in the back. Okada, and then it was. I don't. And we don't have to do a roundtable. If you got something to say, just say it.
This is like the second or third time Okada's said something to the effect of, "You don't challenge me, I challenge you." No, dude, you're the champ. You don't go around challenging people. People challenge the champion.
I mean, like
the match is going to be great. I can't wait to see it.
I expected when he walked away and he walked back in, he was going to say and end it with bitch, not say exactly what he said, and then like awkwardly they go to commercial. Like Renee doesn't know what to do or say. It's like dead air, and then they're like, "Let's go to a commercial."
Yeah, I'm gonna go straight up Halo's down on this segment.
No, it was bad. I thought it was kind of, maybe that's a swerve.
Luckily, it wasn't very long.
Yeah.
But at least we know we're getting Mike Bailey, so it also progressed the story. But it wasn't that great, so it's kind of Halo.
We go to our second match. It's going to be Anthony Bowens versus Ricochet. Canada Dry, you go first, my friend. Let's talk about the second match of the night.
This is Anthony Bowens versus Ricochet. I'm glad that we got Anthony Bowens on a Wednesday night Dynamite. It was a good match. It wasn't a great match, but it doesn't need to be a great match. It just needs to be a good match. You get the stretcher afterwards with the attack from the chicken. And I think this was a good setup. You got the scissor attack on Anthony Bowens. The ref didn't see it. I love Ricochet, and I think that he's right there on the threshold below like Swerve and Will. He's almost there, but he's not. I'm gonna give this a Halo's up. What do you think, Shane?
Dallas just got another goal 4 minutes ago. It's a 5-3. I'm liking Bowen's new entrance music. Like, it sounds like a song I've heard before, but I probably just a freaking generic fan for AEW, but
it's a generic rock song.
Okay.
Hey, that guy who does music for AEW, he's pretty good.
Yeah, Mikey Ruckus.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, it's in the game and stuff. For kind of just a random match just to highlight Ricochet to set up the him and Briscoe coming up this weekend. I'd say it was a pretty solid match. Bowens didn't exactly go down like a. Oh, that was a weird echo for a sec. No, he didn't exactly go down like a jobber, but
Yeah.
it was a decent match between the two. I'm not gonna go. I'm just yeah, I'll give it thumbs up. Just the way the end, like Jay coming out at the end with the stretcher, just to kind of build up the hype.
Wait.
for that match.
It's not thumbs up.
Heels up, heels up.
Thumbs up.
Like
We're not Miller. What's his name? Ryan.
Cisco Ebert.
What's the Miller guy?
Simon Miller.
Simon
Yeah.
Miller. Hey, we're
Oh,
not
yeah,
gonna do
yeah.
this. We gotta do our own gimmick. We gotta do it.
All right, let's go to Joe. What are your thoughts?
You know what? I enjoyed this match more than I thought. And I'm a Bowens fan and I'm a Ricochet fan. But when I saw Anthony Bowens come out, I was like, okay, we're going to get a match. And then I saw Ricochet. I was like, fuck. But Bowens looked a hell of a lot better in this match than I thought he was. And yeah, like Ricochet is gold. And I think what I've noticed too is I love when they do his entrance. Like Justin Roberts says, and he says it really low, but he says, let's show some love. Like, it's just his way to, like, build Ricochet up, which I think is great.
Yeah.
And, yeah, and then the post, and, yeah, the ending is the scissors, which helps protect Bowens in defeat.
Yeah.
And Mark coming out, doing his redneck kung fu, I'll always pop for that. I love it. So, yeah, this gets a big halos up for me.
Yeah. Thumbs up for me as well. It served you.
Thumbs up. What the hell is going on here? So you both get red flags. You both get two.
It's a servant who serves multiple masters. The reality is that you had to sell the match for the pay-per-view. You had to sell the fact that Bowens could be a primetime player, and that if and when you need a heel character to take the belt, you have one in Ricochet. That's what they established. The match itself was great. I thought it was the best match of the night. In fact, I'm willing to tell you that when we do our flower shop, it will be my match of the night. It was that good of a match because of what it served. Absolutely. So what is in the flower shop this evening?
We're going to talk about our favorite vacation.
All right.
Since we're approaching the summer here.
Yeah. Favorite
We
vacation.
can all be like the Griswolds and go on a summer vacation.
Let's go to Showtime. Shane, what did you think about Bowens and Ricochet? Oh, no, we already went through the round.
Yeah,
All right.
we're moving on.
Yeah. So-
You know, I want to talk really quickly. Tomorrow's night's collision looks like it's pretty stacked.
Yep.
It's match heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait for that Paragon and who are they facing? Oh yeah, the Grizzly Young Vets. I can't wait to see that match.
For some reason, I was like, they're facing the Vancouver Grizzlies.
All right, so we go to our next segment, which is Stokely and FTR, and basically Stokely does all the talking, which is absolutely fantastic. Stokely finally has a storyline that could give him a solid year, at least the longest, a year, to ply his trade before he goes into mid-card purgatory and then eventually he just disappears until it's needed again. This is going to give him some time. Absolutely 100% thumbs up for me.
No more thumbs up. We halos up.
Halo up.
We can't be thumbing up the things like we're going to get sued.
Oh, God. You know, the Fonzie Institute of Technology is extremely.
Hey. I give it 2 A's.
Double phones.
So I want everybody go ahead and discuss. I don't want to go around table. If you got something to say it, because
Which one are we on now?
it was the Stokely FTR promo. It was a great promo. It's established, but it's something it's a good promo. It really is a good promo. Anybody else want to?
Yeah, I have no problems with it.
Yeah,
but it just needed to get them in the in the go home show.
Yeah.
I missed it anyways. I was outside at the moment, so yeah, I can't comment either
I
way.
imagine they're gonna be more active on Collision.
Yeah. We go to Renee in ring for yet another segment with Mercedes Monet and the ginger from the Time Machine, Jamie Hayter. When they talk, and then eventually they lock up horns. Holy cow! It's like they did this before. It felt like I was being deja vu. Like, did we just see this about a week ago? This is about when my cereal kicked in. Canada Dry, your thoughts on this segment?
I know what they're trying to do, but it's not working very well.
Yeah,
because Jamie Hayter isn't good on the mic.
No.
I don't think this gimmick is working for her.
Yeah.
She needs to switch it up because this 70s thing and just be a badass. That's what she needs to do. She just needs to be a badass.
Yeah.
And I think the better way to do it would have been to maybe have a tag match or something.
Yeah.
With them on opposing teams.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to give this one a Halos down.
Okay. So let's go to Showtime Shane.
I'm gonna also give it a Hills down. It was very terrible. Yeah, I agree. Jimmy Hater's not great on the mic when these type of segments or something like that, like a couple minutes or something, but not. He's back for interviews. She's not good at all, and it's no fault to her, especially like British. You get British to English in our North American region. Yeah, it does come off a little bit weird too, and stuff like that too. So. But this should be a good match, regardless. Still coming up Sunday or Saturday, whenever it is.
EVP Joe.
Yeah, I'm giving this purgatory. This was it good? No, but it didn't do nearly as much damage for me as what I gave it down to. So I give it a purgatory.
But do you agree with the thing that I said that she just needs to change it up and just be a badass?
Oh yeah, I hate her gimmick.
Yeah.
I just hate her hair. I can't. It's so fake.
I'm fine with the hair as long as you just make her a badass.
I'm not. Get rid of that orange hair.
I'm going to say this. This is the match I'm looking forward to.
Oh, it's going to be a great match.
It's going to be an amazing match. And I think the promo served its purpose. A real wrestling fan was excited for this match when they introduced it. When they suggested that at some point Jamie Hayter and Mercedes Moné were going to clash. Real wrestling fans got it. Casual wrestling fans really didn't know. They were kind of like, I'm afraid to pay $50 for a pay-per-view. And so they had to do a promo. They had to do something to get you enticed. This wasn't for us. This was for the casual fan and whether or not they can afford to spend $50 on a pay-per-view because of this match. Because of the card itself, which I find rather for a show that launched your company, you had an opportunity and a chance and you dropped the ball on a lot of matches, but this is the exception. I have a feeling it's going to be a special match at the pay-per-view. So we go to we did that. Let's go to our main event. Well, it's technically their closing match. I don't think it's the main event. So we're only going to talk about the match and what happened afterwards between the women. We're not going to talk about anything with the closing segment.
Yeah, well, that's separate.
That's separate. All right. So the match itself, Canada Dry, go.
Yeah, I enjoyed this. It was good to see Julia back on the show. I like the build up where Tony Storm is right by her side.
Yeah.
And then Mina gets the win. And the attack from Julia Hart. And then Sky Blue comes.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I like Julia and Sky Blue together.
Yeah.
They go together. They're badass. And then when they cleared the ring together, then you had the fight, and I loved her putting a la Bret Hart on the ring corner with the figure 4.
Yeah. All right. Halo's up or Halo's down? Or
Halo's up on this one.
Yeah. What about you, Shane?
Yeah, so we kind of all skipped past and completely forgot to mention the fact that Timeless Tony Storm came out during what you would call it,
The match.
Jamie Hayter and Monet's interview. The dude announcing on the side during the mirror and Julia Hart match.
Yeah, that was well done, Shane, because it would just tease something. Like, oh, who are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No, I thought that was well planned to have Timeless Tony Storm not only walk through that match, but then to also be at the announcing for her like feature opponent. So, yeah, it was cool to see Sky Blue back.
Yeah,
I'm like, that was a pretty risky top she wore to get a German to back suplex, but everything all held together. I thought Mira and Julie did a really good job for a women's match tonight. It should have, in my opinion, should have been a main event match, but it was the main event match tonight. So,
Official.
Yeah. So then with Tony Storm coming to do the save to try to make herself the hero face, and also to try to get her opponent well rested, and then watching her get attacked by Mirror was pretty good. And
hey, Joe.
So Halo's up.
Halo's up.
Joe, did you know that Tony Storm has a ginormous package?
No, I had no idea.
Hey, Ron,
He didn't say
in the crowd
50 times in the
and you.
commentary. I will say, I love this match, but before I get to the match, I love that Tony Storm goes on commentary and called Riccaboni Shivani, and then realizes she's like, "Oh, it's good to see you, Riccaboni." Like that. But yeah, so match, I thought it was great. Like,
yeah,
Mina is awesome.
Yeah,
and Julia she gets better and better almost every time she gets in the ring. And then the after really, like, I've heard people like forecasting and prognosticating that Mina turns heel on Sunday, and that's how Mariah May comes back. I don't know if there's any truth to that, but I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Yeah.
Well, she turned heel tonight, pretty much seemed.
It definitely felt like it, yeah. But
the match itself was fantastic. It was a great
Another
match.
Halo's up from you?
It's a Halo's up because they had to do two things. Really several things, but they had to establish the future of the AEW's women's division. Because Monet, unfortunately, is not. She's starting the back end of her career. She's doing her best work, but I think the best years of her career has already been wasted in at WWE NXT. You had to introduce the American audience to Mina because
wait, was Mina in NXT?
No, Mina. There's rumor that she was going to go to NXT, but that she is signed officially with AFW. They haven't made it
AFW. She signed with us.
What a signing, boys!
That was a slip of the tongue.
Yeah. They had to introduce Mina to the casual American AEW fan and your hardcore fans, and accept the fact that she's your next champ. It may not be a double or nothing, or it may be, But at some point, she is going to be your champion. And in tow, she's going to drag a couple of people from the women's division, Julie Hart and Sky Blue being two of them, along for the ride, because they're going to eventually be her opponents for her belts, So let's go to what we consider the main event. Renee is in the back with the Bucks. The Bucks turn around and say the stupidest thing you can say. It's the end of the night, guys, and they haven't done anything to us, so we're out here. Deuces. And they start walking, and Joe comes out with a garbage can. And then out comes Powerhouse Hobbs. Eventually, it fights itself into the ring, and then it becomes organic. The Death Riders show up. Willow shows up.
Everybody shows up.
Yeah, everybody involved shows up. And for some reason, Omega's there because at some point, people from this group are going to go different directions. And one of them is going to latch on to Kenny. And so that's going to be Kenny's next match for his international championship. So that it served its purpose. And basically, unfortunately, if you are going to buy the pay-per-view, well, I'll leave that for later. But it did a good job. It gave you basically the main event of Double or Nothing of the Anarchy in the Arena tonight. Canada Dry. So I'm going to give it Purgatory. I thought it was. There was reasons why it shouldn't have happened or where it happened. But Canada Dry, you go next.
Before I do that, I just want to go quickly that I'm still amazed that we own the name All Effing Wrestling. AFW. It is like the branding is amazing, and we get it. We actually get to use this name.
Hell yeah!
Like you just keep fighting. Like our branding is top of the line. We got some shirts that we can just kind of hawk them right now. We got the All Effing Wrestling shirt. We got the Just Keep Fighting shirt. But like, if you want to support us and buy a shirt, head to Pro Wrestling Tees / Effing Wrestling. You can get yourself all the latest AFW gear.
I mean, do y'all need me to beg? Please buy shirts.
Which we have a couple new shirts as well.
Yeah, because unfortunately, Helen's year end came up, and she, being the head of HR, decided to give herself a 15.5% raise. So we need to sell some shirts, guys.
That was in my year. Dude, that was in my year-end review. She was like, "You need to hawk more shirts." I'm like, "Yes, ma'am."
Yeah, and unfortunately, Helen likes to eat lobster in the morning, fresh, hot. Puts it in the boiler, has her cup of coffee, and eats her lobster.
Yeah, she has it driven in.
Yeah,
don't worry. I've got like tons of shirt ideas.
Yeah, but we got two new ones. We got three in fact. We got two in our Pro Wrestling Tees.
We'll hawk the other one in a moment when we do our flower shop. Yeah. But I love this segment. I love it because it totally previewed Anarchy in the Arena. It's like a sample size.
Yeah.
When you're in the food court, you're just minding your own business. You're walking by, and all of a sudden, someone hands you something good to eat. You're like, "Hey, this isn't bad."
See, unfortunately, the JFB is a little germophobic, and
you don't take samples.
No. If some guy rushes me with a stick and a piece of meat on it, I'm gonna kick him in the groin and run.
I'll take your piece and
I was gonna say I would take your share.
Yeah.
Depends on the situation for me.
You're Howie Mandel over here.
If I go to a person's house and they have a sealed, unopened bag of something that they're going to use, I volunteer to cut it open so I can grab what I want.
You went first, you're like,
I won't eat food that's opened because I'm germophobic, but I'm also I just don't trust that person.
So you never been to Golden Corral is what you're saying.
Yeah. I don't go to buffets. Nope.
This is something new that we're learning about JV here.
Yeah.
You've never enjoyed the greatness that is CC's Pizza?
No. If I get CC's Pizza, I order it ahead of time, and it's a whole pizza just for me because I don't trust.
How can we weaponize this against you?
Or it already has. I wipe everything down. Like when I do my push cart at the supermarket, like my hand's always on it, and if somebody gets close, I move away because I don't want them to touch my basket. Like, yeah, it's pretty. It's hard to live some days. But Showtime Shane.
I didn't finish my thing there.
Go ahead, finish.
Yeah, because you went on about anyways. I thought that this was really good. Like you had a good promotion of that match, and it sets it up perfectly. The Anarchy was literally that, and the cameramen were actually having trouble keeping track of everything.
Yeah.
The production.
They did a good job covering as much as they could until they got most of it into the ring.
All right, let's see that bullpen arm there, Showtime.
All right, I'm gonna have to go a little bit different here. It reminded me of a WCW ending. I kid you not, with just the way we gotta have everybody throwing out from these teams and stuff like that. Just like how NWO always got into a fight at the end of the show. It just was too much of that, and it just dragged it on. But me seeing that, well, they had to introduce somebody. See, I remember you put the post up the other day. Who did you think was going to be the mystery opponent for?
Yeah, that was weird. How it seemed like
I guessed it though. I said Omega. I knew it was going to be Omega because
it seemed like they were going a different direction now. Like it changed.
Reason why I knew it was Omega was because you forgot to mention this guy. So wasn't spotted all night. Wasn't there during the trios match. Gabe Kidd shows up. And when you think Omega's going to put, was it on Matt Jackson or Matt or Matt? I think it was Matt. He was just about ready to get him in the crosshairs. Boom, Gabe Kidd gets him from behind and then helps close out the show of him attacking Omega.
Really quickly, Shane.
Yeah.
I think that there was a change in the matches because it seemed like the Anarchy Arena was going to be something different.
Yeah.
And they had Gabe Kidd on the other team.
Yeah.
They still have tomorrow night to change stuff, so who knows?
Halos up or halos down, Showtime.
I'm going to give it Purgatory.
Sorry. Joe.
Yeah.
Halos up. I love this. Again, I love Anarchy. This is my cup of tea.
Yep.
I will say, though, after the main event match, it was like 10:59, and I almost put it in our group chat, but I thought to myself, I was like, oh, it's so nice that AEW is going to end on time tonight. Nope.
I forgot about that challenge for the calendar.
Yeah, but yeah, this is basically Anarchy in the Arena in a nutshell, just to sell you on the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Once again, too much going on, too many camera cuts. Hopefully they get that figured out for the pay-per-view.
Yeah, they missed a really good swerve moment there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
no, go ahead.
I was going to say, though, they already did this earlier in the show. The repeat it twice was where I kind of was just like, God, they could have used another match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We're at the end. Go to the flower shop. And the flower shop is brought to you by this guy.
Welcome to the Flower Shop, brought to you by ProWrestlingTees.com/Adrian Adonis, where you can pick up all your Adrian Adonis gear, just like this shirt you're looking at right now.
There you go, ProWrestlingTees.com/Adrian Adonis.
I'm getting myself a flower shop shirt.
Huh?
I'm getting myself a flower shop shirt.
Yeah, I am too. It's a kick-ass shirt. I love it.
But nothing vibes like your childhood, like wearing a segment that you used to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Ken and Dry, you go first. We go match, favorite segment, Your favorite?
Okay, this is cool. This
yeah.
is really cool because my match of the night
Yeah.
is the All-Star tag team match versus the Elite Death Riders.
Yeah.
Versus Swerve and the Ops.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that match. That was a good 20-minute match.
Yeah. Yep.
And it was a good way to start the show.
Yeah.
And my segment of the night is the ending of this show. I thought that was amazing and good. Salivate you for entering the arena. They were the stars of this show.
Yeah.
The Elite and I will say this: the Elite being part of the Death Riders rejuvenates that whole thing.
Yeah.
It totally brings relevance to the Death Riders.
Yeah.
And it's corrected the ship big time in that thing. So it allows us to get through to All In.
Yeah. Absolutely, 100%.
And I'm giving this show 4.3.
Okay.
And we're going to
Favorite vacation?
talk about my favorite vacation.
Yeah.
I had a friend when I lived in Calgary that his dad was also his mother.
Yeah.
And so he had two moms.
Yeah.
And so he was overcompensating, or she was, whatever.
Yeah.
The right pronouns. And decided to buy him a trip to Hawaii
Yeah.
for his birthday.
Wow.
Nice.
And guess who got to go along for free?
You did.
Yeah, so I got to go on his dad's mom's dime. And there's nothing like a vacation when you don't got to pay any money.
Yeah.
But it's free. Free is the best.
Yeah. Shane.
Favorite segment I have to say of the opener with Will and Hangman. It got you to believe it's a main event match. Whether it is going to be a main event match this weekend or not, remains to be seen.
That's your segment of the night?
Yeah. Match of the night. Yeah, I have to go with the opener match because it's a good opener match, and it really showed off what's going to be preview we're going to be for that match with the Death Riders and Elite versus I can't even remember who they call the Hooks tag team or either way. So that the team AEW will call it, but it's funny when you said it rejuvenated the Death Riders. I think this also rejuvenated the Elite right now and made the Young Bucks somewhat relevant because they were out of the scene for a while. They're kind of not been with their team, so this kind of goes both ways. I think this is eventually going to.
I agree.
Yeah. So eventually, this is going to lead into something else. I believe eventually, maybe Bucks eventually going face with them going against Death Riders or something. It remains to be seen. Yeah. So as far as that, I think they could have done the ending in that part with having Gabe Kidd come out. So that's why there's just too many segments, too bloated like a WWE night, and not enough wrestling. So I'm going to give it a 3.75.
That's still pretty good.
Yeah. Joe.
Okay. What was your favorite vacation?
Favorite vacation. I mean, I did go to Disneyland when I was 10, but I can't remember a single thing really about it now. It was so long ago. So,
are you blocking out some repressed memories from Disneyland? Yeah. Something happened to you? Did Mickey make you say no?
Maybe it was in one of those underground tunnels that conspiracy theories talk about. I'm gonna have to also live for a few years ago. I went to Salt Spring Island on my birthday with a few of my disc golf buddies and we played a few rounds there, but just being like, I've never been to Salt Spring Island. That's a very, very beautiful spot in British Columbia.
Yeah.
It's a long boat ride, but nonetheless, it was worth it.
Yeah. All right, Joe.
All right, so yeah, basically like the whole first hour of the show is probably what I love. So my segment is Will and Hangman. I absolutely loved it. But you know what? I think I'm gonna change it up. My match, I'm gonna give it to the women. I really enjoyed it. I thought they did good.
Yeah.
For vacation,
What was your segment?
Hangman and Will.
Yes.
I mean, there's really no wrong picking in whether you pick Will and Hangman or you pick all of the freaking Anarchy shenanigans.
Hey, it's your pick. You pick who you want.
Yeah.
So my favorite vacation, I think we're gonna go back to 2019 before the world went batshit crazy. And me and my wife, we took our kids to Disney World.
Awesome.
Did anything bad happen at Disneyland with you there?
I didn't go to Disneyland. I went to Disney World.
Oh, okay, you're good. You're good.
I went to Florida, not California.
Yeah.
And then overall, I'm gonna give this a 4.
Okay. My favorite segment was Osprey and Hangman Page. It was passionate, and there was feelings, and that's what's going to make their match at Double or Nothing very special. And I hope it's what closes the show is this match. I hope it's the main event.
I think that's Hangman and Will are probably the only thing that can follow Anarchy in the arena and it be a believable main event in my opinion.
My favorite segment, and actually, that was my favorite segment. My favorite match was Bowens and Ricochet, because a few weeks ago I made the comment that Bowens was the more talented wrestler than Max Caster, and he was being put on. He was being put on Collision, where he should be on Dynamite, being showcased as the future, because the Acclaimed is no longer, and that's what this served. They needed to establish Ricochet as the heel champion at some point, so they amped it up a little bit further with the scissors, and then the Mark Briscoe fiasco, which is an interesting match at Double or Nothing, is the stretcher match. So, my favorite vacation, I'm on a grief journey. My beautiful, wonderful girlfriend Jessica passed away. Halos up for her. So for my birthday, the first year we were together, she took me to this punk rock festival called Muddy Roots up in Crossville, Tennessee. So we got Airbnb and we got 3-day tickets. And we saw some amazing local bands and touring bands, all in the punk genre. They got 4 or 5 stages that you can go to. I got to see Amigo the Devil for the first time live, which is one of my favorite bands. I've met him before. I've seen them multiple times. They are amazing. He plays folk music, but me and Jessica always referred to it as murder folk, because he would have songs like the incident that happened at the Texaco. He sings songs about people murdering each other, but he also talks about his addiction to ketamine that he had. Ketamine, which is a dangerous drug. That's what Matt Theory passed away from. So that's my favorite vacation. It was our first vacation together. It was my favorite of all time.
I can see why.
Yeah. In terms of the show, if it wasn't for the Anarchy in the arena that we saw at the end, this show would have gotten a 1. And here's the reason why. Go-home shows are meant to produce components that urge you to pay $50 to watch the pay-per-view. That's the only reason why you have AEW Dynamite. That's the only reason why you have Collision. That's why you have Raw, and that's why you have SmackDown for the pay-per-views. All these shows during the week are filler. They're supposed to build up to the next pay-per-view. The shows that like NWA and MLW and so forth and so on that don't have a huge network segmented show, their pay-per-views don't buy as well or do as well as AEW's or as WWE's does. It just doesn't happen, because it's hard to promote that stuff. I know who Tom Lattimore is only because I followed Tom Lattimore when he was in the Indies. So I know of this man who is your NWA champion. But if I walk up to the casual fan wearing a AEW t-shirt and say, hey, what do you think about Tom Lattimore in the NWA? He's going to be like, I don't even know who Tom Lattimore is. What are you talking about? NWA. The arena that we got, the Anarchy in the Arena is what we got at the end of the show, is what made this a 3.5. AEW is notorious.
Got that 3.5, Jeff, Joe.
AEW is notorious for having bad go-home shows. There are a few, and if you go in our archives, there's one where I rated it as a 1 and had a justified reason why it felt like a 1. And this felt like the main event. The Anarchy in the Arena stuff is what you're going to get, because unfortunately during the pay-per-view, it's not going to be a full match. It's going to be a segmented match throughout the show. They're going to use this buffer between shows to amp up crowds for.
I don't know if they're going to do that, JP.
I think they're going to.
We'll
think
see.
what you saw tonight was.
This is a good segment. Just segue. We're going to do predictions show this Sunday.
Yeah.
On the All Action Wrestling Show.
Yeah. So
we're going to figure that out.
Yeah.
This Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah.
Right here on the AFW network.
Yeah. Ospreay and Paige should have ended the show. That's how they should have ended the show, because that's what's going to be the main event. The matches were not in the best of order. The segments were a tad too long, but they served their purpose. They drove storyline. But the end of these segments were horrible, like Dustin Rhodes and his dusty ass coming out.
You raised an interesting question, JP.
Yeah.
Is Anarchy in the Arena the main event, or is Will Ospreay and Hangman Page?
The likelihood is they're going to go with Anarchy in the Arena. The finality of it, as it segments through the show, it will build up to the end, and that will be what your main event is.
I don't know if it's going to happen that way, JP.
I think it's going to be Page and Ospreay.
I hope it's Page and Ospreay, but the reality is it's probably going to be Anarchy in the Arena.
It'll probably be something like this show tonight.
Yeah.
They have their last thing, and then you get the Anarchy in the Arena.
Yeah.
Like almost, I'm not saying it's a double main event, but almost a double main event feel.
Yeah. The reality is that this should have if this was on a regular Wednesday night, if this was last week, it would have gotten 5 stars, 5 bells from me automatically. This wasn't amazing
because the bar got raised.
As a go home show. Because there were parts of it that missed. The FTR versus the Paragon at Double or Nothing?
No, it's FTR versus Danny Garcia and Nigel McGuinness.
Okay, at Double or Nothing.
At Double or Nothing.
It should have been built up better ways. They
that still has tomorrow.
Yeah. Renee, with Monet and with Hayter, like, it didn't need to be there. It didn't need to be as long as it was. It should have been there, but it could have been a backstage segment.
You know what? Maybe we should do I don't know. You don't have to confirm now, but maybe we should do a Collision After Dark tomorrow.
I mean, yeah, let's do it.
What do you think? Do you want Showtime? You're invited as well. You don't have to.
Yeah, if I catch it, I might pop by then.
I should be available. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Putting you guys on the spot, live on the air. Come on, people are watching.
I think I'm gonna take my belt for a walk.
Showtime's like, I'm washing my hair.
So the reality is that this was not a great go home show, and probably Collision is going to be the true go home show.
Well, it's wrestling heavy tomorrow. Like, it looks like one of the better cards that Collision's had.
Yeah. So 3.5 for me. I have a feeling, to be honest, that Double or Nothing is not going to be one of their big shows. It's going to be a transition show into All In and their.
I still haven't had a AEW pay per view. But you're not like I've had a Ring of Honor where I was disappointed.
Yeah,
I've never had an AEW pay per view where I was like,
this is going to be a good pay per view. It'll probably get about 3 to 4 belts for me. It's a card that's a little top heavy. Your mid card's kind of bare at this point, and your low card, your entry card is kind of low at this point too. So there's going to be some. Let's go to the bathroom matches. Let's go get something to eat matches. We're not going to miss much matches.
But we hope that you tune in on Sunday as well. When we make our prediction, we'll make our locks of the night. We're gonna make our money picks.
Yeah, money picks.
You can make money off of our suggestions.
I already know what my lock of the night is going to be.
Oh, don't tell us. Don't tell us.
Yeah. So let's go with
you'll steal it.
Whoever gets it first.
So let's what's our cumulative score, Joe?
3.89.
3.89.
Not bad.
Not bad. Guys, if you want to get in touch with us, get on your macro computers and your phone books and your whatevers and in the back and go follow those links down below us. They will tell you exactly how to get in touch with us. Go to our community, buy our shirts, go get Adrian Adonis shirts. There's so much crap to go get. It's all the links in the bottom. That's how you get a hold of us. That's where you can find us. You want to donate some money, go right ahead. Just do it. Tip us. Go on one of our tiers.
I love tips.
Yeah, we love it. But tips, only the tip. Only the tip.
And you can also sign up on YouTube here to be our partners, our sidekick or our champion level friend of the show. So look at the tiers there. You can support us in that way. And I know we get a little bit of red flag society a little bit sometimes. Yeah. But
I made it through without getting one.
No red flags. Tiffany, it's a 3-way tie, right? You still got it written down there.
No, Tiffany voted for Shane to get one earlier, so I added it. So it's 2 for Shane.
Tiff, you're just going to randomly take fan suggestions for flags?
Yeah.
I think those were on Showtime, or not me.
It was on someone. But it's a 4-way tie. Showtime's got one.
Okay, so you're still safe there, Shano.
Yeah, perfect.
All right, guys. That's the end of the show. On behalf of Canada Dry, Showtime, Shane, EVP Joe, I am the JFB.
And sometimes on this road, life and this road that we go on, it can be hard. Sometimes things can trip us up. Sometimes we land flat on our ass, and we don't know how to get up. And sometimes it's just someone reaching down their hand, or sometimes it's us reaching up and asking someone for help. And either way, you got to fight.
Yeah.
If you don't fight, you lose. Yep. You can't give in. The biggest lie is that you have to let depression win. No, that's not true. You can have weapons by using all your friends at your disposal, by using your community, by using us, reaching out, and tell us, listen, I'm having a hard time. And I'll encourage you, and I'll help you pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and put one foot in front of the other. Raise your fist in the air, put the devil in a sharpshooter, and just keep fighting.
I like that Canada Dry fellow. He's got pep.
Thanks for tuning in. This has been Tony Schiavone for the All Fan Wrestling Network.